Mr. Novik, amid the international condemnation of the Israeli strike that killed foreign aid workers, there are calls for Israel to be held to account. What do you think we will see happen?
I trust the Israeli security forces' internal investigation to be thorough and transparent. I believe that everybody here in Israel is not just shaken by the incident, but heartfelt to the families of the victims, 7 different countries and the Palestinians. It may lead to greater pressure on Israel to seize the operation. I don't expect that to happen, but this is a possibility that cannot be ruled out.
Mr. Novik, can I ask you, there are concerns that an internal investigation won't provide fulsome answers to what happened. Should there be an external investigation?
I doubt that. I think that the record of the IDF over the years and the decades is that when it does undertake an investigation, and it does frequently, it does so quite thoroughly. And I think that with the watchful eye of several friendly countries, first and foremost the US, but also Australia, Britain, France, and others, I think they will be satisfied when they get the findings and the full file of the investigation.
I want to ask you about the domestic politics in Israel at the moment, because we saw protesters demonstrating outside of the Knesset again on Tuesday. They're not happy with the prime minister's handling of this war and the fact that more than 130 hostages are still being held in captivity, as you know, in Gaza. What impact, if any, do you think both the domestic and international pressure is having on Prime Minister Netanyahu and his vows to continue military operations?
As a protester myself, I share the sentiment that the Prime Minister's strategy of 15 years of strengthening Hamas and weakening the moderate Palestinian Authority crashed in our faces in a very brutal way on October 7th. The government was MIA, missing in action in the months following the tragedy. 75% of the public, by every poll over months now, wish him gone. The conduct of the war, since its purposeful phase, which was justified as any, was over. We are now in a phase of the fighting that is more of an attrition war than a purposeful one. And I think that the people would like to see a different leadership leading us out of this crisis, embracing opportunities that may come out of the tragedy, and taking care both of bringing the hostages, opening up the space for our team of superb negotiators to get a better mandate from the leadership, the political leadership, and run the country in a more responsible way than we have seen in the last year and a half.
I want to ask you, on X, you applauded a group of around 300 Jewish leaders in the U.S. who sent a letter to the president and the minority Senate leader Chuck Schumer, the highest-ranking Jewish official here in the country, saying, quote, "There is no military solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, only a political one." Mr. Novik, what is that political solution and how do you get there?
The political solution, there is only one political solution that I believe in, and I believe is inevitable. And that is a 2-state solution. We're not there, we're not nearly there. And October 7th and the war, and the ensuing war, did not bring us any closer by any means. Both people, Palestinians and Israelis, are not in the mood of negotiations right now.
But Mr. Novik, if I could jump in there and just ask, that's precisely, it appears to be the issue, that the current government, Mr. Netanyahu, doesn't appear ready to talk about a 2-state solution, and the state of negotiations isn't there either. So how do you get there?
Well, it connects to your previous question. I believe that the protest has only just begun. The sense that we are no longer in a purposeful war and therefore it's not becoming to protest is beginning to evaporate. People realize that this government cannot continue running the country with extremists, self-proclaimed Jewish supremacists, homophobes, messianic annexationists, that they got to go. The tremors within the political system are already felt. Nobody knows how long it will take or what will be the shape of the transition into a new one. Will it be via elections forced by mega public protest? Will it be internal dynamics within the various parties that produce an alternative leadership? Nobody knows. But I believe that the conventional wisdom, not just among protesters, but as I said, among 75% of the public, is that before the end of this year, we're going to have a different government.
Okay, Mr. Novik, we have to leave the conversation there, but really great to speak with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on BBC News.
My pleasure.